back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. Big welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your friendship. Thank you so much for being here consistently. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate your presence on my channel. And if you're new to the channel, we want to welcome you here as well. Thank you to all of my new subscribers who have recently subscribed. Be sure to drop your comment below any of my videos this month for a chance to win a free tarot reading from me. I offer this as an opportunity for my subscribers as a way of a thank you for your presence. So be sure to drop your comment and be sure to hit your notification bell if you would like to be entered so that I can notify you if you're chosen the winner and we can get the ball rolling. If you have stumbled across the channel for the very first time, we would love to have you join us as well. We would love to have you subscribe if you feel called to. But I do pick a card readings on this channel, so pull up and get cozy. We're going to have a little chat today because we're all friends when we gather here in this space. For today's pick a card topic, we're looking at the person that you will end up growing with and building a life with, the one for you, and how will you meet this person? So how will you meet the one for you? We have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile number 1 with the red door and the green adventurine. We have pile number 2 with the oak door and the rose quartz. And we have pile number 3 with the keyhole and the red jasper. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting today, and I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Today it's all about the one that you will build a life with. How will you meet the one? Pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the little green adventurine. And you were drawn to this beautiful pathway, this beautiful doorway in the Divine Doors Oracle. And this is your reading. How will you meet the one for you, the person that you will build a life with? We have the silent skill. It says here, I challenge you to unpack your mind. In meditation's grace, the soul can unwind, breathe in, breathe out, and let go of doubt. So you may be feeling like this person's taking forever to show up. Maybe you've been through a lot of frogs before you're going to find the person, the prince, the princess for you. And so you just are waning in some of your hope at this time. And you can see half of this pathway is gray and half of it's vibrant and bright. And so Spirit's encouraging you to see the glass half full mentality as opposed to this what you've experienced in the past. They say it doesn't have to correspond to a negative future. They say that there's more coming. So let go of the doubt that you're experiencing at this time. So let's take a look here. How will you meet the one? How will pile number 1 meet the person for them? We have the Tower. The Fool. The Page of Swords. Your guides are really starting out by letting you know that everything that you've been through, that the worst is over. The worst is behind you at this time. There's even this feeling of someone watching, and this isn't for everyone, but going through like a major upheaval, maybe even a divorce or something huge happened in your life that left you feeling a little bit insecure about what's coming. We have the Page of Cups. It almost feels like you're sort of on the fence about whether the risk is worth the reward when it comes to relationships overall. You may be feeling this aspect of you being a watcher as far as love. It's like you've stepped into the watcher position. It's like we convince ourselves when we're on paths that are not giving us exactly what we want at the timeline that we... Sorry about that. My throat completely closed up. The timeline that we expect things to show up for us, we start to convince ourselves that it's not for us overall. You know, we'll tell ourselves, well, maybe I'm just not meant to have a relationship. And we do that as a way to kind of, a little bit to feel sorry for ourselves, but also as a way to beat that vulnerability. You know, if we're already feeling insecure, if we're worried that the outcome is that we're going to end up single forever, or we're going to end up in an unsatisfying, you know, romantic relationship forever, that's, if we can expect that to happen, we won't feel the full onslaught of that pain. But Spirit doesn't want you to feel like that's your birthright, because it is not. You have new emotional starts coming in for you. We have the World. Back of the deck is the Four of Wands and the Knight of Swords. This is kind of exciting for you, pile 1. You're really going to have to put yourself out there. That's what Spirit says. They want you to let go of doubt. They want you to be more optimistic about what's coming, because they feel like you are running into the future with your version of events, and there's no deviation from your expectations. The Knight of Swords will sometimes take his truth, and he won't wait to listen to any objections from other people or other people's opinions. He'll just rush forward with that truth. And Spirit says that part of that mentality in you is going to be useful when new opportunities present themselves soon. But part of that is holding you back a little bit because it's keeping you in a mindset of loss. It's keeping you in a mindset of keeping yourself guarded. And you have to have a open heart space. They're really advocating that despite this darkness you may have experienced, that's over with. This fool leaps into unknowns with his heart wide open, like a toddler leaping off of a couch and just expecting someone's going to catch me. That's the type of expectation Spirit wants you to have in this next chapter, because you're going to need it. We have here the King of Pentacles. Because whatever it is that you sacrificed in the past, it's worth this. This person coming forward for you could be a Taurus energy here with the King of Pentacles, but this is someone that you are going to build with. There's a difference between the love story and the life story. This is your life story partner here. I feel like it's going to be a love story as well. I don't want to deviate that, but this is a person that you can depend upon. You have the Six of Pentacles. And they're very critical that it's really important that you do take this leap of faith, because for someone watching, the future for you in your relationships does hold family, does hold children. There's other souls that could be coming in as a result of this partnership, so that's really exciting. But they're talking to you about this process starting in communication. So that's why the leaps of faith are going to be really important, because Spirit says that for you, Pile 1, you're going to meet your person potentially in some sort of communication format. So for some of you, it's going to be online with the world. And truthfully, I feel like you're going to go into this online, you may even be going into online dating, maybe you're already kind of tiptoeing into it, but you're going to be going in with this mindset of like, oh, I'm just here to observe. I'm just here to look. It's kind of like you're window shopping, but you have no intention of actually taking any sort of action. Queen of Swords. Yeah, it's like you're window shopping. For someone else watching, if you don't have children with this person, you may already have a child, so please take that as it resonates. And that's part of the reason why you have this expectation of loss, because you're trying to look out for all the possible outcomes at this time, because you've been hurt. Like, there's pain here, there's disappointment here. And so you're going to go into this new opportunity, especially if it's an online connection, you're going to go into that with a bit of jaded energy. You're going to have a bit of a chip on your shoulder. So you're going to go with this mindset of, I'm just going to observe, I'm just going to be a watcher, I'm not really going to participate. But then boom, you're going to get hit with a really strong attraction. And Spirit says that with this attraction, your intuition is really, they say that with this attraction, there's going to be an influx of some of the disappointment and pain that you've experienced in the past. You're going to get flooded with nostalgia about when you opened up in the past, when you were vulnerable in the past, and how that perhaps came back to bite you a little bit. But Spirit says every kick's a boost. And that biting energy that you experienced in the past is exactly the boost that brought you to this opportunity with your forever person, with the person that you're going to build with. But this success for you is critical upon a leap of faith, especially when if it opens up in an online format, which Spirit says it's likely that it will. You're going to have to push yourself out of your comfort zone, not just during the communication cycle, but when the two of you actually meet in person. And that's at that point where this habit of you rushing to conclusions is going to come in handy for you, because they say that it's going to be important for you to just get the strength that you need in that moment to push that chariot forward and then leap. Take that leap of faith. So when you get the courage to meet up with this person, do it. Take that leap of faith. Because if you wait, if you hesitate, then your mind's going to start to spin. It's going to start to spin you back towards the past disappointments, and it could impede you. It could stop you from taking that leap of faith. But it's so important. It's so important. Ace of Swords. And you know, this ace is influencing or speaking about all of the sharp pains you had to experience to get you to this opportunity. And so they're not trying to deflect from the fact that you've been through pain. They're not trying to tell you that to turn your back on that or to ignore that. The fact is that those were lessons that were critical and that were important to you, but were very painful. But the purpose of this next chapter is to bring you the desires of your heart, for your dreams to become fulfilled, and for you to feel really smug in your position after such a negative experience, or a lot of perhaps small disappointments that have mounted up, to create this situation in you where you feel like something isn't coming for you, or you're not deserving of it in some way, because they're leading you to the desires of your heart, but you have to leap through it. It's like they're going to offer you the chalice, but you have to leap through it. And what they're showing me right now is that old Price is Right, where if they won the car, they would have to start the engine. In order to win the car, all they had to do was turn the engine. And one time I saw a woman who was so excited and so scared and so nervous in that moment because of this upheaval that she didn't have the courage to turn the engine, and she didn't win the car. And I just thought, oh my gosh, what a waste. But we have the 8 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. What I love about this is that the 8 of Cups is you walking away from unsatisfying elements in your life. The 5 of Cups is the loss that you're feeling. But when we combine that, that's the death. You're sacrificing the old. You're sacrificing the old for this abundant new chapter. And this new abundant chapter is going to bring you into a state of healing as well. But Spirit says that it's likely it could start online in a communication cycle for you, Pile 1. But it's exciting because it's the doorway to your celebration and to your commitments. And so if you're in a mindset where you're feeling negative, if you're feeling like you're not sure what's coming for you, and you're not even sure what you want to have come for you at this point, Spirit says to hold on, because there's more coming for you. And I feel like it's right around the corner. They want you aware now. We have here, retreat. Stop trying to make something happen. And in this case, they're speaking about negative vibrations. They're saying that we're focusing a lot on upheaval and on destruction and on disappointment. And if we keep focusing upon that with unwavering faith, then ultimately the universe is going to correspond to the nature of that song, and they're just going to flood us with more reasons to think negatively. And so we really have to get out of that glass half empty mentality, because Spirit is going to be nudging you forward with signs. And so they want your focus in the present, not on the past, because you're going to need that focus to be able to see the signs when this attraction pops up, because you're going to feel something in your intuition when it comes to this attraction with this person. Part of that is going to be a fear, to be honest, that wells up, because it's like, I'm afraid to invest. You'll feel something and you'll be afraid to feel it. It'll scare you. But that means that you're inching out of your comfort zone. It means it's working. It says you know who you really are. You have all the resources you need. So don't do yourself a disservice by not feeling capable, or not feeling deserving, especially. Not feeling deserving. Spirit says that they're going to reveal to you that you're wrong when it comes to negative expectations. And so they just want you to surrender to that. But they say here that the dragonfly illusion, the dragonfly changes directions in the air very drastically. And so they're asking you to change directions when it comes to where your focus is at this moment. They also want you to know that the dragonfly is really hungry for that transformation. It literally has to eat everything in sight to gain enough power and body awareness to be able to walk up a reed and take flight. And so they want you to know that all the determination that you've shown to get yourself to this point is going to pay off for you with a really secure relationship with a person that is going to build with you. And we have here productiveness. Just do it. Go ahead and just do it. When you meet this person online, perhaps, when you feel that pull to take a leap of faith, just go ahead and do it. I do feel a really strong earth element with this person coming forward, so they definitely could be a Capricorn or a Virgo. Emphasis on Virgo or Taurus with this person, a really hardworking person, and works hard for you. Let's get a charm roll, please, for pile number 1. Advice for pile number 1 with this new chapter. We have the 7 of Pentacles reversed, we have the 6 of Pentacles reversed, and the Strength. For someone watching, Spirit says that after the communication cycle, when you move into a commitment cycle with this person, someone's going to be moving. Someone's going to have to uproot their life a little bit, but it's exciting. It's kind of an exciting energy, but it's only going to be one of you. One of you are going to have to move, so there could be a specific space between the two of you. The next chapter is definitely going to test your strength, because it's forging strength. And so it's not that it's going to be easy breezy necessarily. There are going to be challenges, especially if there's distance or space between the two of you. But Spirit says we reap what we sow, and it's worth the steps that we're guided to take. So sometimes the 6 of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse position can talk about somebody who gives up too soon because they're not getting the rewards shown to them. But Spirit says don't give up. If you give up too soon right now, then you're going to potentially miss out on this really amazing journey for you. But to be honest with you, I feel like I feel like there is a certain amount of destiny associated with this person and you will cross paths with them, and Spirit is, they are confident that you're going to have the strength, you have all the resources you need to power through that moment. We have the phone off the hook, and I feel like you guys are going to be on the phone or communicating all the time, truthfully, all the time. We have baby steps, baby feet, I think of children. We have the Ace of Swords. We have G and Q. There's something really like good looking about this person. I feel like they catch your eye because they're like traditionally good looking, like chiseled chin, dimple in the chin, something like that. We have wrenches in our plans, but they're little wrenches. They are not insurmountable obstacles between the two of you. We have here the bow, Minnie Mouse. We also have the little boy. So there's an aspect of children here. I think about somebody who's going to think very highly of you. I think of soulmate energy. We have Aquarius in the bowl. We do have the Joker, the Fool. So they're encouraging that leap of faith when you feel called to. We have the lungs. And when I think about the lungs, I think about them being encased in the rib cage and having a chance to exhale because they're free from the rib cage here. So you're going to get a moment to exhale with this person. You're going to feel safe with them, which is beautiful. We also have here live, laugh, love. And whenever I see that, I think of those kitchen signs, you know, I think about a happy home. Pile 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, please drop your comment below. I would love to hear from you. Even if you have to come back after you meet this person to drop your comment, I would love to hear your story. You can also check out my Etsy link for a personal reading if you feel called to. I will be updating the shop up until Christmas Eve. And then I'll be taking a short break, but I will be putting up shop announcements for when I open back up those readings. But I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I hope that you have a great week. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the pink quartz here, the rose quartz, or to the oak door, and this is your reading. How are you going to meet the one for you, the one that you're going to build a life with? You were drawn to the trust the universe. Intuition has wandered and led you astray. The timing's not yours, but the universe is at play. Have faith and breathe. There's some similarities to the messages on this card from pile number 1 about losing a little bit of faith in the journey right now. So you may have thought that you met the one previously or recently, and maybe that didn't work out, and now you're kind of going back to the drawing board and you're not sure what to expect in the future at this time. But I like this door because it feels very institutional. It feels like there's commitments waiting for us beyond that doorway. So let's take a look here and see how will pile number 2 meet the one that they will build a life with, please. You have the Page of Pentacles. You have the King of Swords. You have the Two of Pentacles. How will they meet the one, please? The Four of Cups. There is going to be some sort of institution that is involved here in some way. Now, the Three of Pentacles for me can even be like a church environment, a school environment, a work environment, even like a hospital, something like that where there's a lot of different people involved. So there's an aspect about transition though, because you're going to meet this person and there's going to be a bit of delay before the two of you really either take notice of each other or you take action towards each other. So it's going to start with an opportunity, perhaps in an institution or an environment, could be the workplace. Let me clarify this. How will pile number 2 meet the one that they will build a life with? We have the Four of Cups. And this person could be a Libra energy, and I almost feel like they have some sort of authority. They are, and when I say a position of authority, this could be a boss, this could be even someone who is like a professional that we know. So for instance, it can be a professional like a doctor, or it can be a therapist, or it can be, and I'm not saying it's going to be your therapist because that would be very, that wouldn't be very good. But it's like somebody who has a bit of an authority position that you would look up to or you think is very intelligent. This person's really smart. And there does seem to be this opportunity in the environment. Again, it could be a workplace connection. I'm feeling a really strong institutional connection. So workplace or school place. This person could have a position that's a little bit higher up than you. They just have this position of authority in some way. And so there's opportunity, but it's like we feel like we can't take advantage of it because of their position. There's also this feeling of like being unsure of how they feel about you. It's like initially you don't get it's like you can't read their energy. You can't tell how they feel. And I feel like you will, for some of you, I feel like you already know this person, to be honest. I feel like you already know this person. There could already be an attraction here, but it's like we're on the fence about what to do about this attraction. Here's the Knight of Swords. And to be honest with you, if this person seems intentionally cold around you, they are being intentional in that, but it's not about being cold. It's about not wanting to put their foot in their mouth or not. It's like they're gathering more information about you before they take action towards you at this time. So it's like they're learning about you. They're learning about, and this feels like it's happening. So you may already know this person or they're upon you this year because Spirit's talking about the next 12 months being critical for this connection. And they're gathering information until they can get enough courage to say something. So they're acting very stoic, perhaps in the present, or when you meet them, they'll act very, I don't want to say cold, but just standoffish. That's just them suffering from, they talk it like resting bitch face or whatever. That's just them they feel nervous around you. They feel insecure around you. And they perhaps have a propensity to put their foot in their mouth. And so they're just trying not to do that around you when you first meet them. But this is going to communicate to you that they don't care or that they're overlooking you in some way. You're going to feel overlooked at the beginnings of this connection. And to be honest with you, I almost feel like this person's going to need a little bit of help to let out some of his emotion. He's going to need a little bit of a boost or a little bit of encouragement, perhaps from you. So if you meet this person in the work realm, for instance, maybe in a church environment, and you feel a mutual attraction, but you can't really read them, and it's been going on for a while, Spirit says you might want to be the one to step forward a little bit and say, hey, like you. We have the Ten of Wands. Because again, there's going to be this impression that they aren't attracted or they aren't taking advantage of the opportunity. But if we look beyond immediate appearances to see how they truly feel inside, they're carrying a huge weight on their shoulders when it comes to you. But just in general, I feel like this person they almost feel like an entrepreneur of some kind, or they feel like somebody who is holding a position of power. And with that power comes a lot of responsibility, I just heard. Just saw the King of Swords, Libra energy. We have the Judgment. But what I love here is that even as I looked at the Six of Wands or Six of Swords, if things start out turbulent, if things start out not smoothly, it's not an indicator in this attraction that it's not going to work out. That even if you feel overlooked, it's because they're feeling helpless to take advantage of the opportunity because they're worried or they're insecure or they're afraid of how their position will affect the attraction. Ultimately, though, there's enough hunger here, there's enough destiny, even Spirit says, to power through this period. We have the Six of Swords with the King of Cups, and there's the Seven of Swords. So the Divine Masculine here will hide their feelings for you for a time before this kind of moves into a relationship cycle. We have the Five of Pentacles, and we have the High Priestess. There's the Moon. Oh my goodness. So it does feel like it's happening within an institution. So you're going to meet this person perhaps in the workplace or maybe even in church or someplace like that. There's a concern for other people's opinions weighing in when you meet this person, but that is just a blip in your story, and Spirit doesn't want you to focus upon the obstacles at that time, because the truth is that you guys are going to be building a very strong foundation. The reason why things are starting out slow is because Spirit says the slower we build upon that foundation, the sturdier it is. And ultimately, there's a really sturdy foundation coming in for you. Your higher self is saying there's even this aspect of work and putting pen to paper, that the spark is going to come in that environment. And she's sitting upon information she knows to be true about the unknown in that connection. That it holds foundation, that it holds commitments for you, that it's a wheel in your favor of fortune that's going to lead you to not only happiness, but a strong commitment as well. Can you tell me about the Judgment energy, please? This person is a very focused person, and they're really hungry for the success in life overall. I feel like they're very focused when it comes to work elements, but I feel like this person is a little bit ill-equipped to be emotionally vulnerable with people. It's almost like they don't fit in with society in that sense. It almost makes me feel like they're on some kind of, like on a spectrum of some kind. They're really, really intelligent, but sometimes that really strong intelligence will overshadow the emotional vulnerability that they have a hard time tapping into, and that's where you come in. You're this beautiful heart space that allows them access to that. So you help their transformation overall, which is kind of beautiful. Well, it is beautiful. It's not even kind of beautiful. It is. We have here the Three of Swords and the Two of Swords. Back of the deck is the Two of Wands. So don't let past disappointments, or even, again, in the beginning of this connection, it's going to move a little bit slowly at first. It's going to be a little bit frustrating because they're going to give you the impression that they're overlooking you. And the reason why that's happening is because they are feeling really insecure inside of themselves. And so they want you to almost turn your back upon that initial kind of heartbreak or that initial disappointment, because they say that that's just internal conflict that's going to clear itself out. Ultimately, it's going to clear itself out. We have the Two of Wands, which is about a flirtation that's going to begin. And it's like this flirtation that sets the course of everything else, the flirtation that sets the course. But it's going to take you guys a little bit of time to bridge the gap between the flirtation and the communication into the foundations here. And I do feel like the Divine Feminine might need to make her feelings known, her attraction known to the Divine Masculine, because they are really, even though they are holding on to this position of authority, it's like they need help accessing some of that emotional vulnerability that will allow that transformation to happen. How will you meet the one for you, please? Pile 2. We have here prayer. It's in the reverse. We have making lemonade out of lemons, making something positive out of a negative situation. And we have here quest. Back of the deck is the workaholic. I do feel like it could be a work realm. There's an aspect of creativity here with this person too, and they seem to be a really, really intelligent person. I don't know why Spirit keeps bringing that forward. That may be a way for you to recognize them in the real world. Ultimately, they say that it's an institution that will bring you together in some way. And so the quest here is about the both of you on independent journeys that are going to lead you both to abundance. And so it's like your paths are mirrored in some way. Your paths are mirrored in some way when it comes to your past disappointments. But that's why you're going to be rewarded with this new song. Spirit says we're making the best out of negative experiences by pulling all the lessons out of them and carrying that forward instead of the pain. But they're indicating that it could start within the work realm or some sort of institution. You have here lion, courage, ask for what you want. So if you are Leo energy or you're the Divine Feminine and you don't want to be kept waiting here from this person, it may be the Divine Feminine that does bring dreams into fruition, because we have the dream time card as well. Pay attention to your dreams and vision, dream time. And ultimately this lizard, I think about, being covered in scales, and I think about how dragons will hoard something, will hoard their feelings, will hoard their emotions. And so you might have to be the courageous one to break through this person's persona, because they may just be the type of personality that is more complacent to dream and fantasize about you than to actually take action towards you. You are safe and protected at all times, the wolf. So they don't want you to be concerned about taking that leap of faith towards this person, because this pathway is being divinely guided for you. Let's get a charm will please for pile number 2. Whoops, I just lost a card. Your first card on the floor is the Page of Wands reversed. Advice please for the person that they will build a life with. The 10 of Cups. I love that. It's beautiful in the future for you. 3 of Pentacles. This is just the beginning with the 3 of Pentacles. Spirit's just talking to you about the beginnings of this beautiful foundation. And what you're building towards is the beautiful 10 of Cups. This could encompass children and homes and abundance in all sorts of forms. Most importantly, it's sort of the reward. It's like your reward after going through periods of disappointment. It's your reward, this pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And so this Page of Wands right now is reversed because there's going to be a bit of a delay in that pursuit. But Spirit says you don't have to let it delay permanently, because you can be the one to ask for what you want here. And it'll be worth it. This 10 of Cups is a beautiful reward. In the bowl today, we have here the protection, ruin, friendship. And so it may start in it almost doesn't feel like a friendship though, to be honest. It feels like a acquaintance sort of situation. We have Hello Kitty, I think of little girls. We also have the white whale tail, bringing forward clarity and expressing ourselves. We have the lightning bolt, permanent change. We also have the shovel, digging ourselves a deeper pit. Sometimes the Knight of Swords will do that. He'll stick his foot in his mouth a little bit here. And so it's like they're afraid. Sometimes perhaps off the bat they say something that they feel stupid about, and so they just clam up. We have the butterfly of transformation. We have 2 linked hearts, soulmate energy. The Queen of Swords, you could be an air sign as well, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And we also have the fish, so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and it's the red and white fish. And I think about empowerment. When we break through prisons, when we push through prisons of our own design of fear or insecurity, we are empowering ourselves. All right, pile 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, please drop your comment below, even if you have to come back, so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my links below for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to, or for Instagram. But I hope that you come back here for another day and another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the red jasper, or to this keyhole card in the Divine Doors Oracle, and this is your reading. How will you meet the one, the person that you will build a life with? How are you going to meet this person? You were drawn to this beautiful keyhole, which is very lush and beautiful. You can see the tree here of stability waiting for you on the other side, which is nice. We have begin here. Do not fear what travel brings, my dear. The moment is yours. Begin now here. Pass this card on. So, whoops. So Spirit is indicating that now is the perfect point for us to refocus our energy to the present moment, because they have more coming and more that's going to be revealed to us. So let's take a look here and see, how are you going to meet? They're emphasizing not to worry about the hows and the whys with your key card, however, but you know, the aspects of this reading is, how are you going to meet this person? They want to assure you success before we even start the reading. That's the promise of Spirit sometimes when they give us some encouragement. It's kind of like promising us Christmas Day. We don't need to be worried about what's in the gift, but to assure us that it's coming. And sometimes that can help us to snap back to a state of gratitude in the present moment. How will pile number 3 meet the one that they will build a life with, please, Spirit? We have the 9 of Cups. And I love this 9 of Cups, but the crescent moon reminds me of the High Priestess, which is our higher self who can see what's coming for you, assuring you that the desires of your heart are coming. So if you have goals, especially family goals specifically, that's coming to mind right now, they want you to know those goals are going to be fulfilled for you. You have the 8 of Swords, the Knight of Swords. And you know, I love that the Knight of Swords is the center of your reading today, because your card is about beginning here now. And this Knight of Swords is not waiting another moment to gather any more information about hesitations or restrictions or about what they've experienced in the past. He's like, I'm taking what I've learned and I'm charging forward. I'm recognizing that all of these situations that I felt impeded my journey in the past were just obstacles that I have overcome. I'm just carrying those lessons forward. How will you meet this person? 2 of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords. Back of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. And we have the 2 of Pentacles. And I want to clarify this as I go forward here. How will pile number 3 meet the one for them? We have the Devil. The King of Wands. You could be a fire sign, a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. And they want you to switch your focus to one of, it's like you can see the Queen of Wands here is guarding potential fiercely. She's guarding potential fiercely, but she also doesn't like to be kept waiting. So there's this aspect about you having to be kept waiting here for a while to get what you want. And so our focus is upon sort of this guarding energy, and where it's like we're in a hoarding mentality, when instead Spirit says we need to be more open than that. We need to be guarding the potential of the future with an untainted expectation. It's like we're flooding the future with all of these expectations, but it's limitless for us. And so they want us to shift our focus back from lack into one of abundance, because they say that this pathway for you is being protected. And so there's an aspect of not needing the unnecessary insecurity that could be holding us back. You have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Cups. Back of the deck is the Moon. And we have the Tower. For some, it's going to happen very suddenly. Now, as we move through the spread, we have the Moon energy and the Tower, and Spirit keeps talking about how things are going to be revealed to you. Things are going to be revealed to you when it comes to this person entering into your life, and it's like opportunity is going to present itself in some way. And I want to clarify that Ace of Pentacles. The Five of Wands in the reversal. You also have the Knight of Wands. I saw the Ten of Swords. Spirit says that you're not going to meet the person for you in the traditional way. It's like you're not going to meet them the way that you expect to meet them. It's almost like a serendipitous event that's coming in that you're going to have to take advantage of. It's like the opportunity is going to present itself, the attraction is going to present itself, and you're going to have to push yourself out of your comfort zone to take advantage of it. Because they keep talking about it happening suddenly. Suddenly. Turns of events suddenly that come in, and it's going to result in permanent change. And so it's really important that we guard the opportunity, this keyhole, that we enter into the keyhole when it presents itself. There's an emphasis here on Scorpio energy. How will they meet this person, please? We have the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Ooh, we have a sudden turn of events here with the Hierophant. There could be an institution involved here, some sort of work element with this person. As I said, I don't feel like you're going to meet this person. You don't go into this environment expecting to meet the one for you. You don't go into this environment and it has something to do with your work placement, with your school placement, perhaps. The Hierophant can talk about all sorts of institutions ruled by government energies. And it's a place where you gain some sort of empowerment. So you build coin there, for instance. So it could be in a workplace environment that you meet this person. Because there's an aspect here about not wanting to mix business with pleasure, mix business with opportunity. It's like we don't want to do that. And we have no intention of meeting this person in this environment. But that's why Spirit showed me the Ten of Swords, because they say that your expectations are not going to be matched. It's sort of like we make all of these fantastical plans, but then God looks at our plans and kind of laughs at them and then shows us the true path that we're going to be on. Because we go in with no intentions of meeting this person in that environment, and that's exactly where we meet them. It's like as soon as we're not looking for something, the universe gives you the desires of your heart, which is why the Nine of Cups keeps coming in. Not that there won't be complications because of the environment that you know them, because here with the Knight of Swords, this energy of movement, of speaking up and of movement, this judgment, it makes you feel really vulnerable. It makes you feel vulnerable in the environment because you're afraid of the consequences of that. So for a time after you meet this person, after you feel that attraction, you're going to hold back a little bit. And I feel it's the Divine Feminine who is really going to be holding back. And she's going to be guarding the potential that she has in her mind. It's like you're guarding the potential of how and when you'll meet the person for you. And so even though you're attracted to this person on the offset, immediately, you deny it to yourself. You turn your back on it a little bit. Maybe you even put up a blockade a little bit to stop yourself from falling a little bit deeper because you have this expectation of how things are going to progress in your life. And Spirit says that they're going to kind of laugh in the face of that expectation. They say that instead they're pushing you out of a comfort zone because you've created this vision in your mind, and that's part of your comfort zone about how your permanent relationship will unfold. But this is a surprise, Spirit says. It's like a surprise on your journey. And you're really going to have to trust your intuition and move into a state of vulnerability in order to take advantage of it. But it's really, really worth it. Because all of the dreams that you have protecting or being protected in those eggs, this person's going to give you. It's just not forming in the environment that you really thought that it would form. And I feel like there's this aspect of like, I don't want it to form in this environment because I don't want the complications. I want things to be easier than that. And there's this belief in the collective that, you know, once we find our true love, once we find the one that we're going to build with, that's just easy sailing from that point forward. But the truth is that that's when the real work begins. When you meet your person, when you're building a life together, you're growing as souls. You're not going to stay the same from point A till point Z. And so you're evolving as souls together. And that's a big challenge because that's the one person you don't give up on and they don't give up on you. Leading up to this opportunity, you know, we've tempered our emotional feelings with different relationships, but this is the one, you know, and so the real work begins. And so there's this aspect of disappointment because the real work starts almost even before we take advantage of the opportunity, and the real work starts in the emotional scope for the divine feminine because she's going to feel the attraction. You're going to like this person immediately. There's something about their eyes. They could be the Scorpio. There's something about their eyes that really draw you in, and you're going to like this person immediately, but you're going to be like, I don't want to like this person because this is not the environment that I wanted to form my life with. I didn't want to start here because there's too many challenges. There's too many people's wagging tongues. There's too many, and we'll make all sorts of excuses as to why we should put up walls. But instead, the Queen of Swords is asked to be really observant of the opportunity and to take advantage of it. Don't take too long to gather information. You may be the type of person that really is a bit of a tire kicker when it comes to attractions, but this Knight of Swords goes charging in to face the positive consequences, which in this case is the commitments, is the stability that you're looking for. So it feels like it's happening in the work environment for you, pile 3, and I feel like that's almost a disappointment to you. It might be a huge disappointment to you, but ultimately, they say with time, after a period of you hesitating, they say that there's going to be, this person is going to take a chance or they're going to shoot a shot towards you. And they're encouraging you to enter into that doorway. The keyhole reminds me a lot of this archway of the Ace of Pentacles. And within the archway are all of these blue mountains, which does depict a lot of fear of the unknown. What if we get impaled by those mountains? What if we get hurt? What if we create obstacles within the practical environment that we then have to contend with? But Spirit says you're going to be rewarded in this unknown with abundance, with the desires of your heart. And you're going to feel kind of smug overall because all of the desires that your higher self and that you and your higher self worked and collaborated on together, those desires are actually being seated here. It's just taking a different road than you expected it to take. It's still leading you to the desires that you wanted and a dream coming true and wishes being granted in all areas of your life. I keep emphasizing that, this all areas of your life. And so they want you to just pay attention to the horizon and take advantage of opportunities when they present you. Even if it doesn't sort of fit the mold and what your expectations have been. We have here complacency and it's reversed. And you know, there's an emphasis on wintertime. We've just entered into the winter. They do not want you to be complacent. The Knight of Swords moves. He's a very fast moving energy. They do not want complacency from you, from the Divine Feminine. We have here miracle reversed. Back of the deck is joy, and it's reversed. And I think about the Four of Cups, and I think about this feeling of apathy and this feeling of insecurity and helplessness, and not focusing upon the abundance of the opportunity, but focusing on all of the obstacles surrounding the opportunity. And that's why they want you to shift your gaze back to one of loss into one of abundance. They say, don't fear what the travel brings. Don't fear about how and the whys and how it's going to transpire. Just enjoy the journey. Begin here in this moment. And the Knight of Swords is starting the process by reflecting upon all of the ways that we've felt imbalanced or felt insecure or felt disappointed in the past. And we're working on bringing ourselves back to a place of balance, of homeostasis, so that we can be prepared. So we can be prepared for the opportunity so we don't turn our backs on it. How will they meet the one, please? The situation is calling for adaptability and innovation. And take time to play. I love that. The dolphin, I think of the Three of Cups, and I think about someone who's very different from you. So you guys could be very different culturally, just different in general. There is an aspect of going out in groups of people, and they want you to take some time to do that, especially if this is a work connection. Take some time to go out for group events, and that'll be a way for the two of you to spend more time developing an emotional connection. The situation is calling for adaptability and innovation, because I feel like there is one expectation that we have, or that we're holding upon the potential or who we're going to end up with, and we do not expect to meet the person in the environment that we meet them, in this institutional environment. It could be a school connection, but there's also a really heavy work element for this pile. We have here adapt to the changes that are happening. And the fox is all about that discernment. I think about the King and Queen of Swords with the fox because they're very intelligent. And so they're encouraging you to adapt to the changes and adapt your dreams or your focus upon your intentions and your goals. Adapt it to the environment that you'll meet this person in. Because sometimes we'll have such a strong hold on our expectations on when and how and what this person will be like, that when we meet the person that's destined for us, we overlook them originally because it doesn't fit the mold of what we're putting upon them, so to speak. It's like we're preemptively putting them in a mold that they don't fit into, because Spirit has a whole mold that's waiting for you that you're not even aware of. And so they're saying that this is going to require adaptation. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. How will you meet the one? Advice for pile number 3 about this connection opening up. We have the Judgment, we have the Hermit, and we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. There's Virgo energy here in the bowl. The Queen of Pentacles could be the Virgo here. This Queen of Pentacles is not feeling very secure. There's a jealous energy, and there's an aspect of her not having a lot of follow through when it comes to her focus and her goals not being matched. It's almost like she has a bit of a frustrating streak, or she gets mad because she doesn't have her expectations met. The Queen of Pentacles is concerned with the practical realm and her position, and so I feel like that has a huge component or role to play when it comes to meeting that person. And so a work element, a school element, could be church, but I'm feeling more so around the investment realm, building coin. The Hermit is about us taking baby steps towards our goals. And so you may feel like you've been taking baby steps and it's been taking too long, but Spirit says don't worry about how long it's taking or how you're going to meet this person or where you're going to meet this person. Just begin here today with a positive expectation towards growth. We have the Dolphin. I do think of friendship with the Dolphin. I do think about having fun and going out. We have a group of bananas. I think about financial abundance and community. And so I do feel like there's a financial aspect to this attraction and where you meet this person. So a workplace connection. We have music being significant, and it's next to the Dolphin. And the Dolphin's reversed. And when I see the Three of Cups reversed, I think about worrying about wagging tongues. So worrying about the gossip of others in that environment, feeling like we don't have the support of the team or support of other people within that relationship. And that could be sort of a reason why we step away from it if we're worried about other people's opinions of it. We have the letter S being significant. This could be your initial or part of their initial. We do have the honeybee, again, an aspect of work and putting an effort into the hive, right? And then there's this feeling of sweet results that await us. We have find joy in the journey, Temperance. So it's going to take some time for you, I feel like, to really step outside of your comfort zone. We have looking at things from a higher perspective with the Horse and having the freedom to make a choice, but being driven by our emotion. Ultimately, Spirit wants us to move in the direction of growth. We do have here the Planet with the Divine Feminine. I do think about communication. And we have a cassette, outdated thinking. And that's what they're trying to break through, is this outdated thinking. We have a cassette going on loop about our expectations, and Spirit says that we're going to break free from that mold. Pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, please drop your comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell if you would like to be entered so that I can notify you if you're chosen the winner. You can check out my links below for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. And I will be updating that shop right up until Christmas, so be sure to keep checking back often because it sells out quickly, but I update every day. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day.